We've all been there. We create what we think is a perfect layer mask in Photoshop, only to put another color behind it and realize we have fringing everywhere. And this problem, especially with hair and fur, is almost impossible to solve. Until now. It turns out the problem isn't with your layer mask, and today we're going to show you how to use a tool called clipping masks to actively solve this problem so you can create perfect cutouts every single time. And best of yet, this does not involve any AI. So here we are in Photoshop. You can see our subject looks great. I want to put her on a different color background. We have hair and we have fur. It's a lot of fine detail. Now to actually cut her out and create the layer mask, that part is relatively easy. We're going to just go into our contextual taskbar and there's an option that says remove background. Now, if you don't see your contextual taskbar, go to window and then down here, just make sure that's checked for contextual taskbar. Let's go ahead and click on remove background. And we can see very quickly, it actually does remove the background for our subject. And you might think to yourself, okay, great, problem solved. Not exactly. Here's where we need to jump in. I'm going to go up here to our layer menu. We're going to go to a new fill layer. And I'm going to add a solid color fill layer. Let's go ahead and hit OK here. I'm going to choose just a random color and we're going to click and drag this behind our subject. And here we see the issue. All right, let's go ahead and make this color in the background even darker. Let's just double click right here on our fill color and we're going to make this a little bit darker. And I'm going to go ahead and change this color. So there we go. We really see what we're all dealing with our layer mask. Now, here's the deal. You can download and follow along with this exact image. It's totally free. Just click on the link right down below so you can try this for yourself. So most people are going to look at this image and think they have a problem with their layer mask. Now let's go to our subject and click on the layer mask itself. In our contextual taskbar, we have our options for the layer mask. Let's go ahead and click there and we can see we have different overlay options. Now you're going to see we have an option for on layers. I'm going to click on black and white just so we can see what the actual layer mask looks like. And zooming in, this is a really nice layer mask. Honestly, I don't have any problem with the layer mask itself. So the problem is not the mask. We have a different problem that we're not dealing with, and we're going to solve that by using a technology called clipping masks. Okay, let's go ahead and show you. So as we can see, the mask looks great. There's nothing wrong with our layer mask. So we're going to go back to our view options here. We're just going to put this back on layers. What we need to do is use a technology called clipping masks. So let's go ahead and explain and show you what that looks like. First, we're going to start by creating a regular layer. Let's go to our subject layer here in our layers panel. We're going to create a new layer. Let's click on create a new layer, and this can be any type of layer. This is not a special fancy layer. This is literally any layer. Now, what I'm going to do just to test this out, just to show you what we're actually doing, is I'm going to use my brush tool. So let's hit B for the brush tool. Now with the brush tool, we're just going to sample a color. And you know what? In this case, I'm going to choose a color that really stands out here just so we can make our point. Again, this is a very regular layer. There's nothing special about it. I've just chosen my brush tool. So on my new layer with my brush tool, I'm just going to paint back and forth, just like this. So we can see some of this covers our subject, some of it's over top of our background. But now it's time to introduce our tool called a clipping mask. And this is a very powerful tool. Basically, what it does is it allows this layer, any layer, okay, I'm just using this layer as an example, but you can do this with any layer. You can use it a regular layer, an adjustment layer, a smart object, any type of layer. If I want this layer to only be visible where the underlying layer is visible, we're going to be using a clipping mask. And that's exactly the point of the clipping mask. So let's go ahead and show you how to do it. It's really easy. There are 3 ways you can access a clipping mask. The first way and the easiest way is to hold Alt or Option on your keyboard. You're going to get a square symbol with the down arrow and you're going to hover in between both layers. So Alt or Option and hover in between both of the layers and go ahead and click. And you can see as soon as I click, this layer 1 moves over to the right-hand side and I have a down arrow pointing to my subject. This is now a clipped layer. We've created what's called a clipping mask. So this layer is only visible where this subject is visible. Now, the great thing here is they're not tied to each other in any way. I can still grab my move tool if I want. I can move this layer around. And as I do, you're gonna see it's going to only be visible on this layer. Now, we're gonna show you a few different ways to create your clipping mask. Let's hold Alt or Option, and I'm gonna hover in between both of these layers, click, and you can see now this is just a regular layer. Now, you can do that as your keyboard shortcut. You also have a different keyboard shortcut that you can use, Option Command G on your Mac or Alt Control G on a PC. So Option Command G, boom, that's a clipping mask. Alt Control G, boom, clipping mask. You can also go up here to your layer menu and you can go down to create or release clipping mask. There we go. Create or release clipping mask at any time, and you can even right click on your layer. It's in the layer menu. Fantastic. So now we understand what clipping masks actually do. How do we use a clipping mask to solve our problem? We have a big problem. Let's just delete this layer. We don't need it anymore. The big problem here is that my layer mask looks totally fine, but I have fringing all around the edges. It's basically showing some of the original white background. So here's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna create a new layer. Let's just create a new layer by clicking on the plus icon there. All right, now I'm gonna be using my clone stamp tool. The goal here is to clone stamp from her hair, from the inside of her hair all the way out to the edge. So let's go ahead and give it an example. S for the clone stamp tool. Now here in the options at the very top, you wanna make sure you're selected. You have different options for current layer, current and below, and all layers. Make sure you're on current and below. It's gonna select the current layer and anything under it. Fantastic. So with our clone stamp tool, we're gonna hit S for the clone stamp tool. I'm gonna simply sample. Let's go ahead and zoom in so you can see this. Works at all level of details. I'm gonna hold Alt or Option to sample the hair here, and then I'm gonna start painting out in this way. Now, right now, it doesn't look good at all, right? Because it's not clipped. Once we clip this layer to our subject, it's gonna solve our problem immediately. Let's hold Alt or Option and click, and you can see, amazing. These results are instant and you can see them in real time. Basically what we're doing is I'm clone stamping the hair from inside to the outside. There we go. And as I do this, it instantly fixes any issues that we have with our fringing, getting rid of any bit of that background detail. And because we're using the clone stamp tool, it actually accurately fills it with hair detail. So let's go ahead and just zoom this in. You can do this on any type of image. You can do this with hair, you can do this with fur, literally anything that you have in your, I feel like the Chop It guy, you know, the infomercials. You can do it with hair, you can do it with fur. I feel like I'm really selling you on this, but it's true. You can really just use this on any type of image. Now, I'm using the clone stamp tool and you can see it works fantastic. Simply hold Alt or Option to sample inside of the hair and then paint out. Now let's go ahead and take a look. This is a pretty large area that I was able to conquer in a relatively short period of time. And if you don't like what you've done, simply clone stamp and just try it again. Now, the cool thing here, let's go ahead and check this out. I'm just gonna unclip this layer. So again, Alt or Option, hover in between your layers, that's unclipped. This is what it looks like. That's what I've done with the clone stamp tool. It's nothing fancy going on with the clone stamp tool. The key is using it with the clipping mask. So I'm gonna hold Alt or Option and clip it back in, and we can see we have fixed our fringe problem. Now, we're gonna go down here, and I'm not gonna do the entire image because obviously that's just gonna take a long time, but we're gonna go down here and take a look at this fur. And we've used the clone stamp tool up until now. Fantastic. But you can also just use the brush tool. That's right. If you hit B for the brush tool, then you hold Alt or Option, you can just sample the color of your subject's hair, okay? Just sample that color. I'm gonna bring my flow down to about 20% flow, and we're just gonna paint with our subject's hair color. Now, if you want to, if you have a large area to cover, you can try sampling and painting individual hairs if you want to. There we go, which I'm using a very small brush now. And you can see I'm basically able to paint over top of this white area. So I'm painting new hair, but it's only visible now exactly where the hair was from before. I'm gonna make my brush a little bit bigger, and here we can see as I paint this in, I'm solving the problem with literally just the brush tool. Now I can do the same thing with the fur. I'm gonna grab this fur and we're just gonna paint right out here. There we go. And I'm just painting in with the same color as the fur. And as I do, you're gonna see it completely removes that fringing, okay? Now, this example where I'm just using the brush, there we go. You can see I'm just painting it in. This is literally just the brush tool. This is gonna look okay. Honestly, the clone stamp is always gonna look the best because you have real detail in there, okay? So something like this, you're gonna see I'm basically bringing in the real detail all the way to the edge of the fur. Fantastic. But sometimes you might wanna use your brush tool and create a small brush, there we go, and do like a little bit of brush strokes there to kind of get a realistic edge to your fur. So you can kind of like mimic the fur itself. Now you can paint this with your trackpad, you can paint this with your mouse, any tool that you have. I'm using a pressure sensitive tablet because I like anytime I'm gonna draw, anytime I'm gonna do something like this, I prefer to use a pressure sensitive tablet. But you can see I'm literally just using the brush tool and I'm painting out towards the edges. So I'm just painting in fur. Now, there are a lot of cases when you don't need to put this much effort into your cutouts and into your layer masks, but on the rare case when you do, this is an invaluable tool. So as you can see, I'm just kind of bringing in and I'm painting my fur all the way to the edge. There we go. Now, I'm not gonna do the entire image right now because that would just take a little bit too much time for our free tutorial here today. But as you can see, the results are absolutely stunning. So all of this, what I just did, that was all with the brush tool, okay? And obviously the more time you spend on it, the better it's gonna look, but you can see like literally I'm just going in and painting individual hairs, and there we go. It's gonna work perfectly for basically anything that you have in Photoshop. Now, I was really far zoomed in, but as soon as you zoom out, you can see this absolutely fixes your problem. The cool thing here, let's go ahead and create one more layer. I'm gonna create a new layer. You can just clip multiple layers. So with a new layer, I'm gonna hold Alt or Option and clip that layer as well. And let's try just a little bit more with the clone stamp tool. So S for the clone stamp tool. This time I'm gonna bring my flow down just a little bit, and we're just gonna go from the inside out. And you're gonna see just how quickly this can actually be. So earlier I was using my brush tool, okay? I recommend most of the time just using the clone stamp tool because it's just gonna be way faster and it's gonna fill it with actual details. But if you need to, you can always fill in details with the brush tool. So look at all that. Look at what I was able to just do in just a couple of seconds with the clone stamp tool. We're gonna jump over to the other side and I'm gonna do the same thing. So I've got my flow, okay, of my clone stamp tool at about 20%, and I'm just kind of bringing this in. So clone stamp from the inside out, and there we go. This is all of this fur looking incredible. There we go. Now, if you zoom in, you might see a couple details and things like that of the fur that you don't want, but you can always fix that by clone stamping again or by simply using your brush tool. There we go. Okay, now we're almost done. I want to show you one more thing. It's very useful to know. What happens if you get to an area like this, where you have like a big curvature of hair, okay? I'm gonna create a new layer, and you're gonna try to like clone stamp from here, over here, but it just simply does not match, right? Like I'm trying to clone stamp it and it doesn't match the shape. So what do? Well, what I would recommend doing is create a new layer. We're gonna hit S for the clone stamp tool, and I'm just gonna clone stamp this hair out right over here, okay? This is on a new layer. There we are. Looks great. On a new layer, now I can use my move tool. So let's go ahead and grab our move tool. I can just put this wherever I want. I'm gonna hit Control or Command T for transform. Let's rotate this hair around, and then guess what? We're gonna right click and go to where it says warp. There we go. And I can now warp this into the shape that I need it to follow along with the original hair. Let's hit enter and then hold Alt or Option and click there, and boom. Now you have warped hair that actually fits just where you need. And of course you can warp it while you have your clipping mask active, so you can see how it fits exactly into your image with that warp active. And there we go. We've solved a problem where we sampled hair from this area and completely warped it to fit in that area. And using this technique, now you can get a flawless image. Then on your background, you can just change this to whatever color you want. And as you can see, you're gonna have a perfect cutout every single time. And of course you can put this on different backgrounds, including photographs. So not only does this work with solid colors, it works with photographs as well. And we can see just how good that looks. Let's go ahead. We're just gonna take these layers off, these clipping mask layers temporarily. We're gonna just take those off and we're gonna change that background color just a little bit darker and a little bit more saturated. We're gonna focus on right over here. This is before. This is what we get from our layer mask. And then now with our clipping mask, let's go ahead and turn these clipping masks on. Immediately, we have beautiful professional level results that will work every single time. Don't forget you can download this sample image so you can follow along. It's totally free. Just click on the link right down below. Thanks for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and click on subscribe if you want to get more free tutorials every single week. Thanks again, and I'll Phlearn you later. Bye everyone.